Some people may want to know, how do I feel about the elections and all that. I felt like Trump had it hands down, and I felt that the had the government not played a game, we wouldn't be in the issue that we are in now. I don't believe that Joe Biden belongs as the president. I believe that the system was screwed. And that's the reason why all these liberals out here and these corporate companies went out of their way to knock anybody out that had that opinion. And the fact that it was allowed to happen, that it was allowed to shut people down and silence people and censor people for having the damn idea that the president they voted for got screwed over. The fact that they can just come along and silence whoever they want, like that, shows us that our government is no longer ours, but a tyranny. It also amazes me, too. I'm going to say something that's totally a fucking no-no on the internet and on YouTube and every one of these corporate sites, but it is what it is. President Trump, he was being attacked from all different sides and was having a lot of trouble with China. They were arguing over trade deals. They were basically fighting over money and economy. Um, with politicians, that's everything to them. That's the Bible. That's their religion, making as much money as they possibly can. And Trump was putting a foot in the door whenever it came to China. And then suddenly China, of course, has this mysterious problem all of a sudden show up that ends up causing us all to be locked down and having to stroll around in herds like sheep wearing masks. It was just so convenient, the time in which it all happened. And I know some people may say, well, that's a conspiracy theory. I mean, it's just a coincidence that the country that we're going after, and then also another country that the Ukraine, with all the trouble Joe Biden's son was happening with that shit and the government, suddenly Russia's wanting to go after them, and people are talking about wars, and people are getting fucking blown up all of a sudden, and nobody seems to see the correlation. How all of a sudden we get distracted from Joe Biden's bullshit in his history and past to suddenly the Ukraine being under fire. Why? After all these fucking years, this all of a sudden becomes like a major thing that we need to worry about. And then we're all fighting for our life and fighting for our jobs and everything because some mysterious fucking pandemic exploded on the scene. And of course, the pandemic not only killed people and was biological, but then we've got our president basically taking a lot of heat over that. But still, I believe that he would have won the votes. I still think that the documentation was there. And for the past few years, we've been seeing paperwork and drops and ballots that were burned and all kinds of evidence of tampering and bullshit. But nobody is doing a fucking thing about it.